What's going on, YouTube? This is a guy in the back seat from Doomveiler Games, here with a deck profile of my Dark Desert. This is my awesome new token that I made tonight. But moving on, my Dark Desert profile, it's a mix between a couple very good deck types, so I hope you guys enjoy. Start out with one Gravekeeper's Visionary, beat stick for the Gravekeeper side of it, and just get stronger as you protect them, so awesome. One Tribute with Gravekeepers. 2 Assailant, because Assailant says no to a lot of opponents' plays. If your opponent tries to special summon stuff in defense mode, if they try to keep a formula on field or something like that, you can hit it and deal a lot of damage and destroy it, guaranteed, while Necrovalley is on field. 2k beater with Necrovalley. 2 Descendant, you can multiply use his effect. He's a 2k beater. You can pop any Gravekeeper on the field to destroy any card except himself. You can't hit him, but you can hit any other Gravekeeper and destroy any card on the field. That's ridiculous. Like, you hit their set back row. I almost took out an MST just because I have 2 of this guy. But he's a 2k beater with Necrovalley. He's a 15 before. 2 Commandant. It's terraforming with legs. 1600 beater. The only earths in the whole deck, because they had to make him earth to make him, a little more balanced. I don't know why. But 1600 naturally, which he can hit field without Necrovalley, and you can pitch him to play Necrovalley, and it's just you use Recruiter to grab him, and just ridiculous shenanigans. 3 Recruiter, because it's Witch of the Black Forest for Gravekeepers. Enough said. I mean, if it's sent from the field to the graveyard, you get to search for anything, which is going to be Commandant. It's any Gravekeeper but Spy and Visionary, so that's pretty good. 3 Spy. With this card, you basically unload all your combos while you have Necrovalley face up. It becomes a 2500 defense wall that you set, and you get to summon off the set when they attack it or when you flip it next turn. So this card actually will bait out a Solemn almost, because your opponent won't want you to go off. One Spirit Reaper, because Spirit Reaper, when he hits stable, he's a good defense. It was him or guard. It was him or Gravekeeper's guard. While guard was a compulse, this guy was able to discard cards if you hit direct, and he also has the whole immunity from everything effect. So except when he's targeted, then he blows up. But still, if you Royal Tribute your opponent and then swing with this, it's almost good game. Now we get to the interesting part. 2 Broww, Huntsman of Dark World. You discard him, draw a card. If your opponent discards him from your hand, you draw 2 cards. Wonder why he's in there. 2 Snoww. Discard, search for a Dark World card. Well, we're moving on to the 2 Grapha. That's the whole monster lineup. And the reason why these are included is because you can plus off of a Royal Tribute. But we'll get into that later. Moving on to spells, we got 3 of the Valley, because the Valley says no to a lot of the meta. Your opponent relies on the graveyard, your opponent relies on Monster Reborn, your opponent relies on so many tricks involving the graveyard to be able to stop their BLS plays, to be able to stop their Chaos, to be able to stop their calls, to be able to stop their Monster Reborns. It's a great card. It's all around good, and it doesn't hurt my deck because Dark Worlds work despite it. So I can bring him out from the grave despite that being in play. So that's why Necrovalley's in there, and it's a 500 attack and defense bonus to all my Gravekeepers, which is awesome. Settle or Stele, however you pronounce it. It's Dark Factory max production for Gravekeepers. You can get back your Commandant if they popped your Necrovalley. You can get back your Recruiter if you need another search. You can get back your Spy if you need more defense. It's just amazing. The ace card in the deck, obviously, because of the Dark World support, you got the Royal Tributes, which means you can plus off Royal Tribute if you have monsters in your hand. If you have 2 Browws and a Grapha in your hand, you laugh at the opponent when you activate Royal Tribute because you draw 2 cards and destroy a card, and your opponent still has to neg off Royal Tribute so hard. If they have like 4 or even 3, even 2 monsters, you're plussing off this card's activation. So excellent, and good that it's at 2 right now. Dark World Lightning, you can hit this, and it's like another MST, or it can be a Nobleman. You can hit their Ryko before it flips. You can hit their face down set spell or trap. It's good, and you get your discard engine. Card Destruction, you get to discard and draw a new hand, and if you have a handful of Dark Worlds, you laugh once again. Drag Down to the Grave, you get to look at the opponent's hand, which is essential, because it's good to know before you activate Royal Tribute if you're really going to plus off of it. And unless you're playing against a Dark World mirror match, this card isn't really going to hurt you because you're going to get to see the opponent's hand and then pitch any card you want, and then they can do it to you. But if you're playing the right way, they're going to discard a Dark World and you're going to get pluses off of it. Allure, everything's dark except Commandant. Wonder Wand, you can plus with this so many times off Spy because you can just flip it and get a recruiter and then activate this and then tribute the recruiter, search and draw. I mean, that's amazing. You can also do this with anything summoned from Spy. You can do this with anything, special summoned via anything. It's amazing in the deck because you have so many spellcasters. Dark Hole, Monster or Heavy Storm. These are staples, obviously. 2 MST. I would put it down to 1 just to thin the deck out, but I'll keep it at 2 for now. It seems more consistent. And a Book of Moon is the last spell. Book of Moon to obviously double up on the Spy play. The standard traps are Torrential and Solemn. I don't have warnings just because they cost a definite amount. This is activatable at any time, which is a big part. Torrential stops your opponent's aggressive actions, and it's amazing when they go for Catastor and other things that require a lot of investment. Decree, because I only run 6 traps in the whole deck, and Decree can hurt my opponent way more than it'll hurt me. Magic Drain, I value this over Dark Bribe just because my opponent won't plus off of their play. Like Magic Drain just says, hey, you have to discard your second MST, or hey, you have to discard Moss Reborn, or discard some spell in your hand in order to stop this, or I'm going to stop your spell. That's fantastic. And then my 2 techs, Lightforce Sword. I value this over Dust Shoot for many reasons, but in short, if you don't know what it does, you flip it and select a random card in your opponent's hand. It doesn't matter how big their hand is, just pick a card. It could be the card they just drew, and then you put it out of play, but it's face down, so they can't do anything with it for 3 full turns. They don't get it back until the 4th standby phase, which is an amazingly long amount of time in the game right now. It's their 4th standby phase. It's not the 4th standby phase. So they have to wait 4 full turns almost before they get back their card. And in Yu-Gi-Oh, the game will be over 90% of the time before this effect fully resolves and they get back their card. And you stop so much momentum with it. And because I play Royal Tribute, they usually only have 1 or 2 cards in hand. So this card makes that 1 or 2 card hand into a 1 card hand, or a 0 card hand if I have both set. And it's amazing when they bait this with MST, because you can just activate it in response and get rid of a card, so now they're down 2 cards. So that's the main deck, 42 cards. And I side mainly into another variant of Dark World. I bring up the Snoww and the Broww to 3. I put 2 Sillva in because it's that good. I think it's better than gold. This gold will be a Grapha when I get a 3rd Grapha. Solary, because you can get the effects of all your Dark Worlds, and the good effects, not the okay effects. If I need more Gravekeeper support, I have a Spear Soldier if my opponent's playing heavy defense. Another Spirit Reaper if I feel that I can control their hand even more. Monster Reborn for the Dark World side because I won't be playing Valley anymore. These 2. The Gates of Dark World, they replace the Necrovalleys in the deck if I take out the Gravekeeper's part. Dark World Dealings, you draw a discard, just get the Grapha. Gateway to Dark World, you just get the special summon. It's like a mega scapegoat, but you only get 1, but you can get any dead Dark World, which is gonna be Grapha. Dark Scheme, because I don't have a Dark Smog, and Dark Scheme can be good in some situations, and it can be awesome in others. And Rite of Spirit, just in case I hit the full on Gravekeepers plays, and I'm not aiming mainly towards the Dark World control Gravekeepers. I hope you guys like the deck profile. Doom Valley Games. Hope you enjoy everything. Guy in the back seat. Peace.